you know how the world works?
It's him. Do you proceed? Yes.
What if I told you the reality you know is one of many?
This doesn't make any sense.
Not everything does. Not everything has to.
Welcome to the end of your life, and I promise it's going to hurt.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
It's your boy D in the building with my co-host Christopher Robbins, aka Pooh Bear, and the man you know with the tinfoil hat wearing a bathing robe. We got Mr. Conspiracy. You ain't got your full tinfoil hat on. Anyway, boys and girls of all ages who are watching our show, we're gonna actually change this up a little bit on how we format. So you leave a comment, let us know if you like the new format. If you don't, we don't want to hear it. No, I'm just playing. Please do let us know. All right, now I am going to give this over to my co-host, Pooh Bear. This is you, sir. You got our first segment. Let's go.
No relations. All right, let's pop this off. All right, first we're gonna what's hot and what's not. On this segment, we're not gonna and bring a what's hot, what's not. But this is gonna be a manga or is it a manhwa? Is it a manhwa?
Yeah, manhwa.
I want to be correct. So it's a manhwa. The tutorial is too hard. So Doc and Mr. Conspiracy actually got me reading this one. Actually, I could, after I screwed myself and found a way to read the manhwa, your boy is not technologically literate, So we'll just move on from that. Anyway, yeah, the tutorial is too hard. Okay, you got your protagonist. His name is Lee Ho Ja.
Yeah, Lee Ho Ja.
Jay. Okay, but he's a professional, he was a professional gamer, one of the best out there. He was hardcore. I think something happened and he either got tired of the sport or the sport got tired of him. And he decided to make it by his own, took his winnings and bought a convenience store, which really didn't amount to it. Well, one day he gets this weird pop-up, if I remember this correctly. I'm so far ahead now. Kind of forgot what happened at the beginning, but we're going to try to get through it. I think it was he got a little pop-up. Did it say to start a game? And if you want to try it on, it gave an option of easy, regular, normal, hard, and what was the last one? Was it hell difficulty?
Hell.
Can't remember if it was.
Hell.
Was it hell? Okay, so hell. So us avid gamers, we all know you got that nightmare mode. So for him, that would be hell is that nightmare mode, which is just, it's crazy. You die in one hit, game over, right? So I think he messed around. He picked hell, the most difficult level. So he gets transported to this waiting room to another, basically inside of almost a game. So he gets transported into this waiting room. I think there's 3 other people. There's a girl and 2 other guys. So of course he's shocked. He don't know what's going on. What the hell's happening? Long story short, he figures out, okay, this is a game. We got to try to survive it. So he tries to help the other people since he already knows how to play a game and most of them didn't. So he kind of try to helps them out to kind of, I think he even start training them a little bit. So then they actually go into the game. He thought they were going to go in together, but it ended up sending them in separate places. Well, he figured out that he could leave. I think he got shot first. Well, anyway, he gets
he got
shot.
hit with an arrow. He got
hit with an arrow, but I think he even leveled up his pain tolerance. Anything that he does, like if he runs, he levels up a certain attribute. Like he can run faster or he gets stamina. He levels those things up. But the first thing he starts to do is he level up through pain tolerance. So he intentionally takes hits and pain in order to level up. Well, he comes back to the deal. He comes to find out he's the only one that made it out and the rest of them died. He learns, oh God, we can actually die, in this game. I'm not going to divulge more onto that. I would definitely check it out because I don't want to spoil it because it progresses pretty quick and you learn a lot of things. Oh, read section 0. Don't start off on 1. If you start off on 1, you're going to get confused like I did. So read 0. Yeah, this series laughing because I had to talk to him about it because I was utterly confused what was going on until I read the messages. It's like, oh, it's because you got to read 0. Oh, well, thank you, people. But that's what's hot. The tutorial is too hard. Do I have not something that sucks? It's a anime on Crunchyroll. I think it's called Fluffy Pandas or Fluffy Pets or something. Anyway, it's about a girl. It's an isekai. She gets transferred to the world and she has the power to hug pets and to pet them. Yeah. That's gonna be.
You know what? You find some of the most garbage anime that exists. I mean, I don't know how you find it, but you got a knack for this garbage nonsense. I just want to throw that out here.
Dude, it's so okay.
I mean, first it was the vending machine.
So
First it was the vending machine. Then it was something worse than the vending machine. You know what I'm saying? It's like how you. I mean, like you got a knack for finding like trash, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, Crunchyroll,
I don't know
they
no other
come
way
up
to
with
say
like
it,
that,
man.
so they update every week. They update stuff, and I just be like, because I'm watching things in bulk, right? So like, I'm always looking for something new. So like, oh, that's something new. At least watch the first episode, just kind of see what it's like. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I won't be watching that. That's hot garbage. Sometimes it might take a little bit. It kind of piqued my interest. And I might continue, and it actually is good. But yeah, I found a lot of trash that way. And then sometimes I gotta watch the trash because I can't. You know, it's like they really making this. So I just keep going down the rabbit hole.
Wow. I got no words for you. Mr. Conspiracy, you got anything to add to that? I got no words. No, that's how bad that was. That's how bad that was, Pooh Bear. I got no words for you.
Oh, I got tons of trash stuff that I can tell people to avoid, but I'll wait.
DOC, I have nothing.
Well, on that note, thank you, Pooh Bear. We're moving on. Well, all right, man. Well, we're jumping into the round table now, so we'll go ahead and hit that off. Anyway, today's roundtable discussion is going to be probably one of the, it's got to be one of the hottest.
We got to give due to the creator of Dragon Ball Z passed away.
Yeah.
Condolences.
I was going to give a shout out to the brother at the end of the show.
I
wasn't going to forget that the man died today.
So DOC prides himself on great internet service. Apparently, it has failed him today. So, yeah.
His light-skinnedness, yes, it failed him. Darn you, cocks! But anyway, we'll give our little condolences. Think so?
Yeah, man. Mr. Toriyama passed away. I think it was today, right?
Yeah.
I think at the age of 68.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, it was today or yesterday. We definitely want to go ahead and give our condolences out to his family, his friends, because we are great advocates and great fans of all of his work, especially Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super. We grew up watching that, and we still watch it till this day, reruns and everything else like that. And I know that everyone around the world is pretty much probably was in disbelief, not even realizing that what they were saying was actually true. So we just want to take this moment just to say thank you for all the work that you did. And everything moving forward that we'll be able to just to keep rewatching it and just keep enjoying. So thank you.
Seriously, he really did touch a lot of our lives, especially anime fans.
I wouldn't be an anime if it wasn't for that dude.
You know, that has that was kind of like an entryway for a lot of people into anime, and it touched a lot of kids, boys, girls, you know, all races. You know, it was something great, and it'll go down. It's already a legend, and it's already going down in history. This Mr. Conspiracy said our condolences to the family from Midwest Anime Studio. So And we just want to say thank you for all that he's done.
So unfortunately, we got to move on in the show. So like what DLC was about to say before he decided to leave us, today's round table is one of a lot of people's favorites, actually, because they got a lot of great fight scenes. It's Jujutsu Kaisen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So we're going to go ahead and start this off with letting everyone know, if you've not actually seen Jujutsu Kaisen, you need to watch it. And just to give you an actual rundown of the show. In modern day, the world is played by cursed spirits. The negative emotions that humans have, become curses that lurk in society's everyday lives. The story is led by a high schooler, Yuji Hattori. He's a high school boy with tremendous physical strength who lives a regular life, basically. He's I don't want to say a jokester, but he's a free spirit. And while saving a friend from a curse, wow, saying, you know what, I'm not.
I just see this getting introduction. You just gonna come back. That dude's garbage fly out of nowhere.
You know what? Yeah, man, I'm done with you. Anyway, okay.
I'm back, baby.
Oh, you want to go ahead and do the introductions then?
You got to miss conspiracy. I just had to shout out he garbage, man. I don't care. I had to throw it out there.
Jesus Christ, man.
So I'm saving a friend. So by saving a friend from cursed spirits, he ends up eating a finger from a powerful. I'm giving a rundown, man. I'm giving a
I know.
rundown.
I'm not shaking my head. I'm shaking my head because he
Uh-oh.
dumb. That's
Man,
You gonna eat somebody's nasty
now
goat
for 5
mummified
minutes.
finger?
I can't even get through a summary because of you.
They eating old dusty fingers. Best show ever.
ever. I mean, I was shaking my head. You can finish. I was just shaking my head 'cause like the dude dumb, dude. That's why I was shaking my head. I wasn't shaking my head at you. The character is stupid, man. So go ahead.
Okay, so he ends up eating a finger of one of the most powerful cursed spirits by the name of Sukuna, and I like him a lot. And he ends up taking the curse into his own soul. So it almost becomes like they become one person. He basically becomes the vessel of this cursed spirit. So from then on, he shares one body with the king of curses, which is what Sukuna is known as. And he ends up being guided by the most powerful of jutsu sorcerers, which is Kojo. Gojo is seen, in my opinion, as the elite of the elite. Go ahead, man. What is it?
Shouldn't the show just be about Goju? Because the rest of the characters don't even
Brother,
matter.
this is a rundown.
I get
Okay.
it.
Technically, season 2, it does go into his story. You get a lot of him. So yeah.
I'm just saying, this is a round table, so I just put my
Trying to
hand
get
up.
there. We would have already been there, DOC, if you would, learn how to clock in and just wait. But I'm gonna have these. No, clock back out about 3 minutes, and then clock back in. Okay. Yuji is admitted to the Tokyo Jutsu High School of Sorcery. Okay, so organization of exorcists and curses. And thus begins the heroic tale of a boy who became cursed to fight curses, a life from which he could never turn back. This is a great anime, in my opinion, for people who are not big on anime right now or just actually starting out. And for us to actually talk about this in our round table, we are basically bringing up an anime that is by far has some of the best fight scenes, some of the best fighting that I've seen. DOC, now you can clock back in and take it from there.
Whoa, sir, the tone you're using makes me feel uncomfortable, sir. Very uncomfortable. Okay. So all I wanted to point out, okay, and all I wanted to say, because since my head shaking is distracting, was simply, first of all, Yuji, I wish y'all could blur this out. He is probably one of the dumbest bleeps I've ever seen in a show. Okay. The dude is a tragedy. And the fact that, listen, I got a different take on this show than everybody else. Okay. This show should just be about Goju. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about that dude. The dude is trash. He's so trash. He thought and he really believed in his mind he could fight Sukuna. Okay? He swallowed his fingers. He's a pet. He's a storage facility that they gonna murder at the end of the show. Okay? That's all he is. He is a storage facility. Okay? In Ghostbusters, he's the container that they put all the ghosts into. That's all he is. And he's gonna die a very terrible death. Goju is the most arrogant person you gonna ever meet, and the rest of the characters don't matter because they're gonna die. So that I don't even
like
know.
A spoiler alert or something, man. Is it too late?
No. Listen, I don't know if they're gonna die. I'm just telling my opinion. They should die because they trash. Okay, Megami. Do I got anything I can throw that ain't gonna break the ground? Just throw her away. All right. Who's next on the list? You know what I'm saying? Who's next?
Hey man, my boy Aoi is the truth, dog.
All right, listen. I'm talking about them trash beginning.
I'm not talking about how we go hard. Yeah.
I'm not talking about the folks that are beasts. I'm talking about like the show is worthless in the regard that you don't need to talk about Yuji. Okay, Yuji can't do anything to Goju. Goju is basically Jujutsu Kaisen Jesus. Okay, just call it what it is. Like the dude is unkillable. All right, his first fight that we got to actually witness, the dude went and brought Yuji just because this is arrogance. He brought Yuji to the fight to show him that you whack and you need to get better. You're whack and you need to get better. Like the way he trained that dude is utter trash. Okay, now and then I'm gonna tell you when it got really, really bad for me. I'm gonna let somebody else talk here in a second. But when it got really bad for me is when he teamed up with that big old dude who buffed his all get out.
Yeah, that's our
That's
dude.
Joey.
Yeah. And what are they talking about? He want to know about. I can't even say it on the show because I don't even want to get that censored out. But his first question to him is, "What kind of women do you like?" And I'm, what? You know what I'm saying? Dude walk around, he's arrogant too. Except he ain't Goju. So again, and then them clapping together, they're doing their little fusion dance together. Boom.
Hey man, dude, that was a nice battle, man. Okay, don't be talking about the clapping, man.
Whoa. I didn't say nothing about the battle. I'm just saying they look suspect. All right, that's all I'm saying. All right, they never suspect.
And they never touched hands during the entire thing. Okay, so
I just said they look suspect. Again, Yuji is whack to me. So him clapping with the other dude, I mean the other dude go hard, but Yuji
wasn't clapping.
All right, listen, he was part of the clap though. He was part of it.
All right, well, Doc. To be fair with Doc though, you really can't think about it. Him as a protagonist, it's weird.
It don't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It's like, yeah, I don't really care about him. He is like Goku on an idiot level. Like, jeez.
Yeah.
Like him.
He's dumb.
Who else is stupid main tagonist?
Megami.
I mean, just like a regular anime that we watch. Like most anime, Naruto, any of those Luffy, like they're all stupid, right? But you still follow them. They still have some kind of charisma that you like them, right?
Not that dude.
He just
again.
He's just stupid. It's a lack of character building for him.
He's clickbait. That dude is clickbait. Okay, he is literal clickbait. He serves zero purpose in this show other than being the container of Super.
Well, the reason why I'm saying is because like he doesn't even have really a proper backstory. All we know is he had a grandpa. His grandpa told him to be good, and he died. That was it.
Listen, you can't explain to me why a high schooler can punch through walls, superhuman levels of strength.
That's what I'm saying. But he's like strong as all get out, but they never explain where that strength came from. Parents, like he has no background whatsoever.
He is the most random, unnecessary character I have ever seen that they've tried to make relevant ever. And here's the thing, in the comments, if you're a Yuji fan, guess what? I don't care. The dude is garbage. I don't care. He's garbage.
Well,
okay? I'm throwing it out there. Look, everybody got their gauntlet to throw down on certain anime, okay? This is mine. The dude is unnecessary. He's
so who's y'all's favorite character then in the show?
Oh, we know who Chase is. No, I always know. Those are too overpowered.
No, that's the whole point. Because again, you have to find a way to suppress Goju. Goju, again, is Jujutsu Kaisen Jesus. He's unstoppable. He's unkillable, okay? Like, nobody can challenge this dude. So when you give me somebody that OP in a show...
Have you seen the rest of season 2?
I have. I'm just going on
favorite character.
I ain't gonna lie. I like Suguna. His arrogance is on a whole different level.
He's my favorite character.
He's just like, get out of here, little. I can't wait till they really like go. It's gonna be him, Sukuna, and Goju.
Oh, yeah.
It's gotta
be. Got to be. It gotta be. Because that's the only way Yuji gonna be relevant to the story.
If they don't do that, trash. I'm gonna be
clap hands with the other dude and they can disappear.
Oh my gosh, man.
Just like his backstory. This don't make sense. Clap on, clap off, turn it off.
But now the conspiracy stuff. Now the animation, the fight scenes are top tier.
Oh, they hot.
Here, okay.
Listen,
that overshadows any garbage, lack of character development out there.
The overall story is cool. Like I said, I have an issue with that character specifically.
Yeah.
Like the rest of it is fine for me. Like I get it. The rest of it, I understand the way the organization is built up that they work for. I get it, and especially if you see Jujutsu Kaisen 0, and you see the movie, and you see who was before Yuji, the guy, the person before him. Like I actually like that character more than I like Yuji. He just seems unnecessary to me. The rest of the show I'm cool with. Just that specific character.
And I think they're doing something different. Like you've seen there's a lot of exorcism animes and stuff, how they do things. How they even talk about
Twin Star Exorcism.
Yeah, Twin Star Exorcism is one of them.
That's my joint right there. That's my joint right there.
Even Fire Station's kind of like there's I just can't think of them right now, but they do deal a lot of the yokai, the spirits and priests and all of that. But Jujutsu Kaisen takes it to a whole different level. And I think they flush that world out a lot better than most.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not, it don't hold back either, man. Like, people die. Like, it ain't, you can't get attached. Don't get attached to anybody. If you haven't watched it, don't get no favorite person.
Yeah.
Now I gotta admit that I agree with both of you. I think that they wasted Yuji. Like I think he's a wasted character that had a lot of potential. Just for the fact that he's the vessel, he should have been way more important, or at least like his character building should have been a lot better because he's holding literally the strongest, cursed demon.
Effort.
And it's like, like he should be a little bit better than what he is. I mean, I agree with y'all.
Or at least explain the why that he can do that. See, we don't even know the reason why that he can do that. Like I said, there was no development whatsoever here.
You know what's going to happen, though. Y'all know what's going to happen. All of a sudden, they're going to somehow magically explain that his parents gave him some special ability that nobody knew about 50 chapters later, and that's why he can hold Sukuna, and he's got some special ability that he's going to eventually take Sukuna's power to, something that he can battle Sukuna or whatever. It's going to be some made-up garbage. That's why I say, like, you should have gave me that up front. Like, what makes you special up front? Because I don't care about the character.
Here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen, DLC. I'm going to tell you like this. He's going to be a descendant of Sukuna. That's what's going to happen. They're going to say, that dude is a descendant.
Probably.
That's how he can do what he can do.
Probably. They're going to make up something. They're going to be like, his parents, the reason why you don't know about his parents, because they got to sacrifice themselves to Sukuna to keep the blood alive. They're going to make some nonsense. Something crazy.
With Doc, like, you should have gave us, like, you didn't have to give it at the beginning. You could have gave crumbs at least. Like, some shows, they'll build up to it, but at least you got some kind of inkling of what's going on. There's nothing.
With that
so to DLC's point is, he don't like him. It's like, you could. How can you relate? You can't relate to this dude. You can't like this dude. He's just a plumb idiot who eats soggy fingers for breakfast.
I think that's my issue with it. The whole show is like, it's hot, but then like he doesn't belong. Like, it's just like he's randomly popped up in there, and it's like, hey, man, you're going to be, you're going to carry around some fingers and this cursed spirit, and that's all you really good for. We're going to give you a little fight here. We're going to give you a little storyline here and there, but for the most part, no backstory, no explanation. The dude just show up. At first, I was waiting for the explanation, and they never gave it to you, and I was like, well, you just made this kind of worthless to me. This character you made worthless. I don't know. Like, I like Megami and the other folks more than I like that dude. I don't see his
even Megami is like, wow, like it's her and what's the other guy's name? The Shadow dude. Neither. It's like usually the protagonists in his crew, they got some type of development, right? They just kind of. It's like
all three of them suck.
It's like their side protagonists. Everything else is like around them.
Yeah, like they are worthless.
Look, that's because the show is really about Goju. It's bait and switch. I don't care what you tell me. The show is actually about Goju. They just want Yuji to be important. That's it. That's at the end of the day, that's all it is. You can't make a protagonist that has no character development. His friends have no character development. And then the most powerful person on earth, I know everything about him as far as the sorcerer world, him and Sue. I know more about what the demons are trying to do, and the people than I do about the rest of them. And as I said, they're pointless characters. Like, at least in Dragon Ball Z, at least Krillin at one point in time served a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He at least served a purpose. These guys, other than cannon fodder, they ain't hard. They ain't no G's. So, again, the fight's great. Everything else is great. But, like, character development, bro, like, let me, I know I got your name here. Gege Akutami, the author of this show. Listen, in the words of Joey Swole, you need to do better. In the words of Joey, you need to do better.
Oh, man.
Need some milk.
Yeah, hey, look, I call a spade. Joyce Wall said it best. You need to do better. Like, you can do better than that. I know you can. If you can do the rest of that hot stuff, you need to do better. Get some help.
But I know it sounds like we're down at it, but overall, no, the anime is fantastic. It's a fantastic anime. Like I said, it's something different on exorcism level. Like I said, the fight scenes are top tier. The story is great. Don't get it twisted. The story is great. Your perspective on that. So yeah, it's definitely a must watch. Jujutsu Kaisen. It's my dog.
I don't know. You the masked man, so you tell us.
My wife just got on the dog.
Now let me ask y'all a question then. Who's y'all's favorite villain in there?
Dude, Sukuna. Okay. Well, no, I like the one, the Stitch boy. Got all the stitches on his body. Yeah, I like him too. He crazy.
Yeah, he nuts. What he did to them dudes in that theater was crazy.
Yeah, I like him.
I like the dude. I like the one dude, I don't know his name, the one Goju brought a Jujutsu, who was all crazy. He was talking all that mad noise to him. He murdered them people in their restaurant. And then when Goju showed up, I was like, oh man, this is about to be ugly. And they told him to stay
Talking
away
about the
from
dude with
Goju,
the
don't go near him.
volcano.
On the volcano head.
Yeah,
That's Jogo.
Jogo.
Yeah.
Jogo, yeah. He was
Yeah, I do
hilarious.
like
Jogo ain't no punk.
He was hilarious.
I like that
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he was hilarious, man, till I saw him go to get Goju. And when I saw what Goju did, I was like, before I knew anything about Goju, and that dude just destroyed him with ease, I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, when he went to go get Yuji, hey, you need to do better. Hey, pay attention to this. And then he go fight that dude right in front of him. And he beat the dude like he was nothing. He beat him like taking candy from a baby as far as that fight was concerned. Like, it made
that was
zero sense.
crazy.
I was like, and the crazy part is, they told him. They told that dude don't go mess with him, and he was like,
He
nah,
did tell him.
Nah,
He
I
did
got
tell him.
this. Yeah, they told him, stay away from him.
Mhm.
Don't go engage him. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how special I am. And it's like, really? Villain cliche 101. When the other villains are telling you, we don't want to fight that dude, and you like, I must prove myself because I'm special. It never works. All right?
Stop it.
If you were that hard,
Get some help.
they'd be talking to you. You'd be running the show if you were that hard. You didn't realize that you were a side character? You didn't realize that up front?
Nah, he said, I wanted all the smoke, sir.
Yeah, he wanted it.
He had a freezer moment, dog. Ain't no monkey gonna beat me.
He had a moment. He had a moment. And then when he saw that, what was that, blue? When he got hit with blue, that was the end of that story for him. You know what I'm saying? Domain expansion. He's like, I'm special. You're not. Hey, now I gotta quote Kevin Samuels. Average at best. Average at best. Average at best. Yeah. You like
Maybe
a
5'5",
you a 4 on a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will fall on a good day.
But yeah, so that's what I don't know, man. That's why I said this. The show is great. It's just, I don't know. My issue with character development sometimes can be a little, I'm a little. I take issue with that sometimes. You go rewatch stuff, you like, oh
you
man.
got a good point though. So we're not gonna sit here and lie and just be like, oh, I just love all that. No, stuff's gotta have problems. We gotta point them out.
Yeah.
I look. I mean, everything's got its flaws to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, but that's. I guess the question I got for y'all is, where would you rank this anime for you? In all the stuff you watch, where do you rank this? Is it a top 10, top 20, top 30, top 50? Top 100? I mean, where do you rank this show?
Of stuff. So it's definitely going to be in the top 20 for me. Not my top 10. It's definitely going to be in my top 20.
I could put it in my top 25. I can put it in my top 25. Low 20 somewhere.
I see it's top 50 for me. You know what I'm saying? It's further down the list for me. All right, listen.
Well, it'd be different if there was like a bunch of manhwa and manga that they, had converted over to anime already. When they do a couple of more, this will drop easily to, in that 50 range or, something like that.
I think the mark of a good manga, manhwa, anime in general is the story. And I think Jujutsu Kaisen has a good story, but it's not executed well. You know what I'm saying?
I can agree with that.
I think it has a good story, it's just not executed well. And I think for me, that's why I rank it so low. Because if I took all the action away out of Jujutsu Kaisen, would I still like it? You know what I mean?
You have a good point. Well, now it's dropping to the top 50 now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, like one of the best animes that I have ever watched and read about was Erased. And Erased doesn't have action in it. Erased is just a great story. You know what I mean? And to me, like Jujutsu Kaisen to me kind of falls into that realm of the stuff that kind of like DC movies fall into. Like we're going to throw a bunch of stuff at you and we're not I mean, it could be potentially one of the greatest things you've ever seen, but we're not going to execute on the story correctly. And I think that's my problem with it. Like good anime and good manga, manhwa and stuff, like I'll go back and reread it and rewatch it. I'm not going to do that with Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm sorry. It's
Do you
just
feel
not
like
up
they
there.
try
It's
to
not
put
at
too
that level.
much
The
in
writing's
at the beginning?
I don't know if it's that they tried to. I just don't think they fleshed out enough early on, right? You sold me on in the beginning the action, right? You get drawn in because of the action. The Yuji fight scene at the very beginning where he's trying to save his friend. So it gets you drawn in very early on, but to me the writing isn't up to the par to where like the animation is. You know what I mean? Like it's a sub
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree.
the writing and character development is subpar. The action and all the other stuff is super duper high. And I think they try to sell you the super, that part of it because the character development and the writing isn't exactly top notch. So that's
you gonna, man, you
that's
definitely made me rethink about that. So when I think of not excluding manga, which is pure anime, the top of the bar I have to pit up the thing is against Sword Art Online. I'll tell you why. The story's phenomenal. It's got hell of a character development. Anime is bar none. Voice acting is phenomenal. And the sound effects and the music go well. Like to me, Sword Art Online is like top tier for me. And I guess if I had put up anything, yeah, it wouldn't hold up at all. Like I said, it's good to watch. It's fun to watch. Don't get me wrong. It's fun to watch. It's something when I watch again, yeah, I would always rewatch Jujutsu Kaisen. But now, yeah, you say that, Doc, I think, yeah, probably in the 50s, top 50s, but way in the back of the low end of the 50s, probably.
Yeah,
Well,
I
just
mean,
food
I
for
put
thought.
twin.
Like,
Go ahead.
go ahead, DLC. You good?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I put Twin Star Exorcist over it. You know what I mean?
It was a good story. Twin Star X's went hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would put Twin Star Exorcist over it, at least because of the character development. You know what I mean? The writing and the character development
I
are
wanted
big
more
to me.
of it.
But you can't. Yeah, you can't have a main character who we don't know enough about, and you didn't even get a breadcrumbs. Go ahead, Mr. Conspiracy. My bad.
Like I was only going to say, like, just food for thought is like if you actually look up Jujutsu Kaisen and you see like forums and whatnot, the only thing people would actually talk about are the fight scenes, like are the battles. They don't actually talk about the actual story itself or the art. Not even the artwork. Even though like the artwork is fantastic, they don't even talk about the artwork. They only bring up the battles. They don't bring up anything else but the battles when I ever hear anyone talk about it, when it's brought up to me, or if I'm reading forums about it, that's all that's it. So
yeah. And that right there to me proves the point. Like Jujutsu Kaisen is hot because of the action sequences, and you have a lot of people promoting Jujutsu Kaisen. But if you take away the action and we had to base it just on the story, most people wouldn't be that involved in it. You know what I mean? Like it to me, it don't hit the level. I mean, I even give to Pooh Bear's credit. It don't even hit a Sword Art Online. I mean, because when I think of a standard of something like character development, things like that, like I look at the Solo Levelings of the world, you know what I mean? And you look at what you get, as far as like, I didn't need the action. I was drawn into just the story because I was like, this is crazy. Like, just the story is phenomenal. I like, even if you take the action out, I'm like, it's still a great story. He's telling it, if I took this out of a manga and I just put it into a novel and you couldn't actually see the fight scenes or you had to read them, just from pages, like Solo Leveling still, the story is high in itself. Sword Art Online, the story again is great that way. So that's where I think that's the weakness of Jujutsu Kaisen. I think people will love it. I'll watch it, because the battle and the fight scenes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But would I place it high enough to where it would mean anything? No, not really. I mean, but again, to each his own. Somebody in the comments might be sitting here ready to unsubscribe to the channel just because of the way I just talk bad about this anime. But hey, listen, if you don't like what I said, guess what? I don't care.
We care. I
don't care. Somebody else cares about your feelings. I don't. I'm here to tell you the truth.
Okay.
My truth. Hey, you got something to say? Bathrobe, conspiracy? What you got? What you got?
No, I ain't got nothing to say, man. So we love all our fans. That's all I gotta say about that.
Hey, man, we love you. We just don't like the show you like. All right, man. We got to get into the most important piece. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it is that time.
And now, this world shall know
It's time for Anime Fisticuffs! DLC, who do we have lined up for today?
Woo! We got a doozy going on. Where my boy Ric Flair at? Woo! We got a doozy about to go. We got a doozy. So for this fisticuff today, we actually have from that time I got reincarnated as a slime, Rimuru Tempest versus from Assassination Classroom, Koro Sensei, I guess would be the correct term. But oh man, like I was kind of pumped up about this one because this, you know what I'm saying, conspiracy. This is kind of a unique one. And we got like the slime versus the octopus. You know what I mean? Like we kind of got this one on a unique one. We got a slime versus the octopus, which I never thought I would see in a fisticuffs battle, but I guess today is the day. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Funny enough. You know what I'm saying? Where Pooh Bear at, man? Where Pooh Bear at?
Man,
Pooh Bear.
I ain't got no idea what's happening with that dude. So DOC, I normally take the underdog normally, but I think that the fans might want to see something interesting this time around.
So I was gonna actually suggest that Pooh Bear decide who get what. And that way, you know what I'm saying.
Okay,
I was gonna actually let Pooh Bear decide who get what because I think me and you know enough about each character. It really wouldn't matter either way it goes. So you know what I'm saying. So Pooh Bear, who gets who character? Don't matter which way you go. You got the deciding factor vote over here on who got what.
Okay. Hold on.
You know what I'm saying? Gotta, get these verbal skills ready to go. Shout out to Mid-American Christian University. Shout out to my people. You know what I'm saying? MacU, baby. Shout out to MacU.
Got my degree, baby. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, we getting a flip?
Yep.
All right, we getting a flip. All right.
So, conspiracy. Top is going to be slime. The bottom will be octopus. Okay. Conspiracy, you got slime. Doc, you got octopus.
Okay. So DOC, that means you going first.
I got the underdog in the fight. I
know I got the first, bro.
I know I got the underdog. All right, man. So all right, man. So I know I got my work because I know who I'm up against with my boy Rimuru Tempest. So I already know I got my work. But I got a surprise for you though. Conspiracy. Okay. I got a surprise for you. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Now I want to break this down by categories. All right, I want to do this slightly differently than we typically do. You know what I'm saying? So I want to start off in the place that I'm gonna have my advantage. So that's where we're gonna start. Since I got the less OP of the characters. All right. So to me, this battle is gonna come down to two things. Okay. My character's speed and your character's adaptability. Okay. That's what this is going to come down to. The fight is going to boil down to those two things. Now, the reason why I believe why Koro Sensei will have the upper hand is it's going to boil down to my speed. Now, as you know, I can move. My character can move at his fastest as Mach 20. Okay.
Correct. Yes, Mach 20.
That is the fastest my character can move. Now, as far as I
Yes.
know, with everything I know about Rimuru, he can't move nowhere near that level of speed. He's fast, yes, but is he moving at Mach 20? No, he's not. He is fast though, right? So my speed is going to play a bigger factor in that, because one of the things that I know Rimuru has is, since he became a demon lord and he's dang near god level at this point, is his ultra fast regeneration. But Koro Sensei is so fast though that I can create multiple after images. Actually, when he was in the classroom, he was moving so fast that he had after images teaching each student individual work at the same time, helping them with each individual subject. He was moving so fast and doing it with every kid. So his speed is unquestionably his strongest trait. And to me, that is where I have the advantage. Now, do we both
Okay.
have regeneration abilities? Sure we do. You know what I'm saying? But I think regeneration only matters if you're not fast enough. Like if I'm not giving you enough time to heal, then you're not going to have enough time to regenerate at the level you want to. Now, that's where I would say we're going to start it off. Now, I started off with my speed. I think that's where my greatest advantage is to, the Rimuru fight is speed.
Okay.
It's pure
All
when
right.
it boils down to it. My speed is my greatest advantage. Now, I'm going to flip over to you, Conspiracy. Go ahead, hit me where your strengths lie on this one. Where is your prime thing? I said it was adaptability for you is your greatest.
Okay. So let me ask you a question here.
Okay.
Would you consider, because like my whole thing with speed, I'm not like a scientist or anything like that. Like I'm not super knowledgeable when it comes to speed. Is supersonic, does that exceed Mach 20, or is that lower than Mach 20?
No, that supersonic is to hit Mach 20 is more than supersonic. That's beyond
Okay.
supersonic. Because I think
Okay.
Mach 3 or Mach 4 is like
Yeah.
supersonic. I can
Okay,
look
okay.
I can verify that here in just a second, but this to answer your question, so you can keep me honest and I
I
can
know
keep you honest.
Mach
Yeah,
4, I
let
me
think,
see.
is supersonic.
Okay.
Yeah, so supersonic speed at Mach what? So let's see. Supersonic speed, it is for that is anything anything that's beyond Mach 5, because
Oh,
Mach 5 you break the sound barrier.
never mind.
Anything beyond Mach 5 breaks the sound barrier. So he moves at the fastest at Mach 20. So if we see how fast is Mach 20, I guess yeah, there it is. How fast is Mach 20? That means I'm moving at 15,345 miles per second. So he's going about, I don't know, couple times faster than the speed of sound. So there you go.
So I am not going to then go into anything in the novel, anything like that. I think we're just going to stick with what people have seen in the anime, right? About Rimuru Tempest. Is that correct?
I think if you give context, if you want to go into the novel, as long as you're giving context, because people haven't read the manga, I think that works too. As long as you're gonna give context on it. Because I think a fair fight, you have to present everything.
We're gonna leave it in the anime. Then, if you want a fair fight, we're gonna leave it in the anime. If you want a chance, let's just say that we're gonna leave it in the anime. Because the reason why I say that is because so in the novel, Rimuru eventually transcends and actually becomes
turns
a
into
deity.
a god. Yeah, he becomes a god.
Yeah,
I
right.
know.
And he becomes a god of space and time.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave the novel and stuff out of this.
Okay. We'll stick to the anime. Okay.
Because the Mach 20 won't. That's a little irrelevant if you talk about deity in space and time. So we're gonna leave that out. I do agree with you when it comes to the speed. When it comes to adaptability, I do agree with that aspect, because when you leave out, the manga and the novel, then you're talking about, Mach 20 speed. And that was going to be one of the things that I actually brought up if I ended up getting Koro Sensei, right? Like I was actually going to bring that up. It is very, very difficult to deal with an opponent like that. The only situation that I would really find myself in is the fact that he would be so fast. Now, here's the thing though. Koro Sensei does not have infinite stamina. So even though he's moving that quickly, he does not have infinite stamina. He has really good stamina, but in order for him to actually cause damage to Rimuru, his abilities, like for instance, his energy blast is really not a real energy blast. It's more of an energy thrust than anything, and it uses up a lot of stamina. His I guess you could say like his ultimate defense uses up like over half of his stamina. Um, right. So like if he wanted to like turn into his ultimate defense and kind of like try to drop on me or something like that, right? So with Rimuru's adaptability, it would be I'm not saying that I could cancel out his speed, but with my adaptability, it would be really hard for Kuro Sensei to actually be able to hurt me enough to where he would actually give me a fatal injury to win this fight when it comes to him using his speed, when it comes to my adaptability. I'm going to say that based on the fact of some of his weaknesses, Kuro Sensei has, but we're not going to get into that yet. I'm going to go ahead and roll it back over to you, DLC.
So here's my next question for you then, since you brought that up. So when we're talking about this and we're talking, so do you believe that your regeneration is going to be able to survive his explosions at his fingertips that he can use with his tentacles, and he can cause those explosions? With the speed he has, it would be like Rimuru is getting hit from 50, 20 or 30 different angles with the explosions that he has, right? So even with your ultra regeneration, with the speed and you're getting hit, do you think he could actually survive all of that with the speed? Like you said, I mean, what do you think? Let me ask you that, right? Because I'm talking about with the explosions and everything because of the shock waves and stuff it can do. So and the other thing I also want to point out is that before Koro Sensei got changed, he was also an assassin. So, prior to him becoming who he was also assassin, so with those things in there, now I understand we're talking about a slime versus an octopus. So again, I understand, the human body is not going to be the exact same, but one guy is experienced in fighting his whole life, basically. The other guy, I mean, now, and that's my question for you. Do you think Rimuru would be able to survive with the speed and the explosion going on simultaneously, since the speed is the thing you're going to have to contend with?
Yes. And here's why I say that is the explosions are not technically strong enough to actually damage him severely because Rimuru is fast, right? But he only has to be fast enough. And the reason why I say that is because when you put together his speed with the Great Sage allows him to think 300 times quicker, right? And so because of that, he can. That's where that adaptability comes in at, right? He realized, oh, like this guy is really fast at this point. Well, with the Great Sage, that 300 times almost basically freezes time at that point, and it allows him to think. I think it's like 0.000001 of a second, basically, like is what it does. And so it allows him to really understand what's going on and actually try to come up with like an escape plan, counterattack. But also you have to remember his other ability, which is his shadow ability that allows him to, change places with the summons, actually roll into a shadow and just come from somewhere else. Things like that, right? Roll into a shadow and actually come out of another shadow. Things like that. So from that aspect, it's not just him just basically saying, okay, hey, I'm gonna stand here And because I can't really do anything with this Mach 20 speed, well, there's certain things that he can actually do, or I would say combine when it comes to the adaptability. Because here's one thing people don't understand when it comes to Koro Sensei. They see this indestructible being, right? When they actually look at Assassination Classroom. What they really don't see is that Koro Sensei actually is, as from a physical standpoint, he's actually not that strong. He's stronger than like a normal human. He can probably destroy a car, something like that. Maybe put a hole in like the side of a building. But he's not really actually strong. He's not really that strong at all. So from that standpoint, if you're talking with him just the explosions themselves, you got to remember where Rimuru healing ability actually comes from. It comes from, you know, not his regeneration. Regeneration is just one part of it. He actually can heal himself because of all of the medicinal plants and the other elements that he put inside of himself when he ingested it. So when he's getting hit, he can automatically, without the regeneration, he can heal himself. Then you got to remember this. You got to remember this is one of Koro Sensei's weaknesses, right? Is that he still has a heart. That's the crazy thing. He still has a heart and it's underneath the tie. If you remember when he told the actual kids that in the classroom, right, y'all would have to shoot my hearts underneath my tie. Well, Rimuru actually doesn't have a heart in his slime form. Did you know that?
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, he's
So it would be really difficult for him just to be in his slime form, right? Like with all that power, it would be really difficult for those explosions to just beat him down enough. And there's more I want to say, but I'm gonna go ahead and slide it back over to you. Go ahead.
okay. So now I'm glad you brought all that up. So now, because you brought that up, so there's two things I want to talk about. Okay, the speed, his eidetic memory, because he has an eidetic memory, but also he's a genius level chemist. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So here's the other thing is that now Rimuru is from Earth, but he ain't no chemist major. I think I think that with you having a genius level intellect, now I understand Rimuru has great sage. I get that. But this guy, because he's been killing his whole life, you know, that's what he did for a living, because he understands chemistry and the chemical makeup. Now, I don't know, you know, to the effect, I mean, because he'd be fighting Rimuru and figuring it out. But I think because of the eidetic memory and him being a chemist and being able to, you know what I'm saying, understand chemical reactions along with the explosions, he has the ability to make those explosions a little bit stronger, but he also may be able to find a ability, not ability, but the ability to poison Rimuru because he's a chemistry. That's beyond even what the great sage might be able to do. Because now you're talking about hitting him with all the Mach speed. We're talking about him using his actual, you know, because we talking about a fight on the life, right? Everything's on the line here at this point. So to me, with the eidetic memory and him understanding chemistry, him understanding mechanics, programming, and things like that, I see that as a great advantage of him as somebody who's been fighting their whole life. Rimuru, you know, and I'm not no disrespect to him. He started fighting after he got his abilities, and he started getting taught by the sword teacher, you know, how to fight, you know, in an actual fight. Where this guy, this is what he's been doing all the way up to that point in time. Now, and that'd be my question for you. How do you counteract eidetic memory? How do you counteract the chemistry background? You know what I mean? And then his genius level ability to be able to deal with mechanics and programming on top of that. So while all this is going on in the fight, Mach 20 and everything like that, he's reading everything you're doing. He's memorizing every movement, right? And if you don't have the speed to keep up with that, how do you negate all of that? Back to you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So number one, he is a genius. He's a science genius and he's an engineer genius. Now, when it comes to the engineering standpoint, unless he's going to like build an AI machine, like a sitting AI machine, which he's done before, unless he's going to be like have time to actually do that beforehand, his engineering goes out the window. If you're just talking about heads up, they're meeting and they're fighting for life, that engineering thing goes out the window unless he's already prepared something beforehand. The same thing with his, scientific knowledge, him being a chemist, unless he did something beforehand. Now, granted, I understand what you're saying because I know exactly what you're about to say. The fact that he has that Mach 20, he should be able to be fast enough to learn the ins and outs of Rimuru's, I guess you would say, his body structure,
his biology,
and then quickly go and try to make something in the lab and then come back because of the Mach 20 speed. I get that. He is that fast. I understand that. But he has to find everything that he needs. And you're talking about somebody who also, who, and this is what does not get stressed enough. His great sage, as far as thought process, far outweighs Koro Sensei's thought process. Like, they don't even compare. Okay, just because he's Mach 20, his brain is not faster than the Great Sage. The way that it thinks and what it does not even compare. Yes, he moves far faster than him. His thought process doesn't come close, right? So that's one thing. And so the engineering, that goes out the window. Scientists, I understand, like, the whole Mach 20, but the thing is that, though, like, that is from a life and death standpoint, that is really difficult, because one thing is that he does not have the distance, or I should say the attack distance. Like, he really doesn't have that as far as what Rimuru has. Like, his attack distance is far better. Rimuru actually, the attack distance is actually far better. To be honest with you, from a distance battle, Rimuru actually wins that. The only thing that Koro Sensei would actually have on that would literally be the speed to just get out of the way, make his moves, and get out of the way again. Rimuru actually has far exceeds his attack range, honestly. And all it really takes, and I'm just going to be honest with you here, all it really takes is Koro Sensei getting caught one time with a physical hit from Rimuru, and it would be done. It actually would be done. Game over, 100%. It would be over. And not just from a physical standpoint, he can actually devour him as well. His devour actually does work on Koro Sensei. It actually does. It actually does work on him. It works on him. It actually does work on him. Even if he did the like that indestructible defense, he can only hold it for so long. And here's the kicker: when he's done with it, I think he has to wait like 24 hours before he's like fully healthy again and whatnot, right? I'm not even bringing up like the other weaknesses that he has, because here's the kicker: with that range attack Rimuru has, like, you remember the little water driplets, right?
Yeah.
That net that he used to actually kill all of those humans. He could literally, because of the Great Sage, right? She has the same analytical abilities. And so she could actually come up with a way to create those anti-sensei Koru beads. Because of the fusion that she's able to do, he can create something like that and use that same type of maneuver, to be honest with you, to I'm not saying it would counter the Mach 20, but that would be a very, very good net. And I think that alone right there would put Koro Sensei into a real bad spot, in my opinion. Just doing that alone right there. That's not even talking about his other weaknesses. Back to you.
All right, listen. See, you actually I feel like I'm about to hit you. Where's my trap card at? You know what I'm saying? I don't know where that's from. You know what I'm saying? You actually, you know what I'm saying? You actually activated my trap card. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because there's the one thing you haven't talked about, and this is the
I've been saving the other weaknesses, brother. Go ahead though.
When y'all there, and I know this is specific. Now, tell me what Koro Sensei's body is made out of.
What his body is made out of?
Do you know what his body's made out of?
I could have sworn that they did not find out what his body was made out of.
Oh, they did.
They were
Oh,
trying to actually find out, and they thought that they did.
So here's the thing. Okay, now I'm gonna break the realistic part of this battle to you, where you would lose, because more than likely you would. Here's the reason why you're gonna lose. If
Okay.
you use the Devour, which he would probably, in my opinion, he would go to the Devour because it'd be the easiest way to get Koro Sensei. But the moment you try to devour him because of what his body is made out of, here's the thing. His body is made of antimatter. Okay? That's what his body is actually made out of. When they did this to him, it's actually antimatter. His mucus is antimatter. Do you know what happens with antimatter? The inside of him touches any type of biological substance?
I would assume it would corrode.
Destroys instantly. Instantly destroys. He has antimatter. He has his mucus, and he can produce it with his tentacles. So here's the one thing about that is, if you go to devour him, you're going to inevitably kill yourself, because there's no magic that's going to stop science antimatter. I'm just talking from a realistic standpoint. Because he has that antimatter in his body, you devour him, you die. Okay? Just for the same reason why he said I have to die beforehand, because an antimatter explosion would blow the whole earth up and kill everybody. Okay? Even if the explosion didn't kill you, the antimatter would kill you. So that's where I would say you're at a deficit on this one, because we ain't talking now. Yeah, if you're a god, you could probably survive that. But him as he is right there with that antimatter, that's where I would say he wouldn't know that up front either. But that's why I said it's a trap card, right?
Now, here's the thing though, because what his body is mostly made out of, like I'm talking about Rimuru, like how it's structured and how like Devour actually works. It's works based on his the magicules, right? So they're basically like magic molecules, basically, right? So
Yep.
do you think that, because you're talking about now which universe are we in, would that actually destroy magicals?
I only ate
at that
somebody
point?
went to a
So-
time out to a sub pocket dimension within him.
He can. It depends.
It does, yeah.
It depends. It depends on how he's
Okay.
going about it. So I will say this. Okay, I will say this. So this is more science versus more anything to do with which reality they're in. Because typically what we can all agree on is most of the time science still works in anime. Regular science still works in anime. So this isn't like dependent on the universe, because this is stuff that's in outer space. Antimatter is in outer space. It's not something that's normally on Earth. Okay, no matter what parallel world we go to. So this is stuff that's in space. That's what I'm saying. So it wouldn't matter. Now, the question you should be asking is,
No, don't try to fight in my battle for me, because there's two more
hold on.
points that I got to make.
Yeah.
Okay?
Hold on. Just hold on to what I'm saying. Like, now the question comes down to, do I think magic can stop antimatter? Now that part, listen, I'm straight up honest with you. I don't know. Okay. I'm just talking about from the perspective of antimatter in his body. Okay. If you devour, I can't 100% say your magicules gonna save your life. Now go ahead, hit your next point. That's all I was gonna say. I don't know.
Okay. I'm not gonna play my trump card yet, like the actual guarantee killer that's gonna win me this easily. Okay. So the fact of the matter is this: because we're gonna be real about this, right? With the analyzation of the great sage, she should be able to tell me the weakness of water that he has, and water doesn't kill him; it just slows him down. So that Mach 20 goes to less than Mach 5 normally when he has too much water, and we saw that, right? Well, for a being like Rimuru, it wouldn't be too hard for him to actually come up with a fusion technique that literally, just like the droplets, right? Just like the whole droplet net that he used against the humans, to use something like that to to, I want to say, catch off guard, right? Catch off guard Koro Sensei and try to fill his body as much as possible up with water from all sides as much as possible. Because you got to remember, Rimuru is still not slow. Yes, he's not going Mach 20, but he's still not slow. He's still going supersonic here, right? So if he can catch him,
wrapping it up.
what'd you say, Pooh Bear? Oh, know what? Trump card. Trump card right here, man. Okay. We might get canceled for this one. Okay. So his biggest weakness, Koro Sensei's biggest weakness, and Rimuru actually does do body transformations, sir. All he has to do is do one of those Naruto, you know what I'm saying, sexy jutsus, brother. And Koro Sensei is gonna be stunned, one hit window right now.
In a life or death situation, he's gonna know to do that. Nah, man. You gonna use sexy jutsu? You gonna use sexy jutsu to say you gonna win? Nah, bruh.
Sexy jutsu.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to Pooh Bear. Pooh Bear, tell me what your thoughts are, man. What are your thoughts? Go ahead, give me your. Since he gonna hit me with that.
I thought both sides brought up some real good philosophical thesis. I think you guys defended both your characters well, which leads me to say, hey, watchers, viewers, go ahead and put your bets down. Who's the winner? Okay, we're gonna put this up to the people to decide. Yeah, it was that good.
Listen, it's a tough battle, right? You know, I got an uphill battle to climb, but that's okay though, because we're gonna work with the best. But I'm gonna still believe my antimatter, you know, type, you know, is the trump card against, you know, Captain. I'm gonna be a god, you know, basically. You know what I'm saying? I can't be losing no dude in no bathrobe, man. So if you believe in me, go ahead and put the one in the chat. Tell Mr. Conspiracy he can go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You can go and tell him to go somewhere with his bathrobe.
Put the 2 for sexy jutsu. And the real fans know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. We're gonna make this happen.
Vote for Pooh Bear, baby. Yeah. The real winner.
Vote for Pooh Bear. Wow. Well,
oh my goodness.
We need y'all to tune in next week. You know, Fridays is the live show day these days, 7 o'clock. CST, be available. Like, subscribe, comment, buy the merch if it's there. The link should be there at a certain point in time if we ain't got it there yet. I blame Pooh Bear and the dude in the bathrobe. So, I mean, if it ain't there, you know, shout out to them folks.
One day this dude gonna have a bathrobe of his own with an anime character. It's cool though.
Stay anime, my watchers.
Bam, baby. Mr. Conspiracy. We out.
That was a